I'm Mary.
And I'm Brandon, and this is Poor Decisions.
Pairing.
Well, Mary, looks like you got a pretty amazing flight out here for us today. Why don't you tell us what we have?
We have 3 different years of the Penelope Valencia. This bottle is the first, this is number 2, and this is number 3.
Okay, so this is batch 1, batch 2, and batch 3.
Correct.
Okay.
We've had batch 1 for a couple of years. That's why it's almost empty. We had batch 2 for a little over a year, I guess. And then batch 3 we got in later part of 2024. So we've opened these, we've enjoyed these, and initially when we tried them, first release was phenomenal. Loved it. We went through a couple bottles of it, actually.
I think it was closer to, I think this is our 3rd.
Right. And then we got batch 2, but I think we only purchased this batch 2 because when we first poured it, we got it to the shoulders, and it just wasn't as good as batch 1 was to us.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
So this one just kind of sat for a while, and then batch 3 came out. So once we got batch 3, we had a bottle that was open and it was definitely beneath the shoulders, but more than half. The second release was just beneath the shoulders. It was pretty full. And then when we got the 3rd bottle, we knew that we could get more. We really hit this one because when we at first pop, it was as good as the first one.
I felt it was very similar to the first one. But I felt personally at the time batch 1 was a lot better than the other 2 batches. But I think they kind of lost their way on 2 and kind of redeemed themselves on batch 3. But we get asked all the time, which one is better, which one. So today what we're going to do is we're going to blind them. And it's a single blind. We know what they are, but we don't know what order they're in. Mary poured up the samples and mixed them up, and then while we were getting ready, I came in, and I, being the person I am, I mixed them up too. So we have no idea which one is which. Each glass is labeled on the bottom. We can't see what's on there. And we'll let you know which one we prefer. So do you want to start left to right or right to left?
It doesn't matter because we're not going to be sampling the same thing because we're all mixed up.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started, and let's find out which one we prefer. So cheers.
Cheers.
And for our fellow Tennesseans, I hope you guys made it through the snow. I know I got snowed in Thursday at work, and I didn't make it home until Friday. So I hope everybody's staying warm and everybody's staying safe. All right.
This one almost smells like number 2. That little minerality for me.
Yeah, I'm getting a little minerality on this.
If I remember correctly, these are sourced.
Penelope is sourced, I believe, through NGP.
So we always kind of wondered if batch 2 may have been a dipple because it had slight minerality to it on top of those Valencia orange notes.
Yeah, my understanding is it was sourced from NGP, and NGP wound up purchasing Penelope this year. So everything that's going to be coming out is going to be NGP owned from this point. Okay.
I'm definitely getting some nice heat from it. It's very, the sweetness is really that orange zest of that flavor, and it's really good.
Yeah, I'm getting a slight little sharpness on the nose. The I'm not sure if it's minerality, but it's slightly sharp. It coats well. It's kind of soft on the palate. I'm gonna go in. That was first sip of it. You know, you never trust your first sip. Go back for a second.
Now, on the pairings aspect, this pour right here makes me crave some orange chicken.
I could see that, or
Well, you may not be drinking the same thing as me, but for me, my pairing. What about yours? For yours, because we don't know what yours is.
this one right here. I get a little sharpness on the tongue. It may be batch 2. I could see the orange chicken, or I could even see maybe like a citrus salad with some mandarin orange.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
And you know, if you like the nuts on it, maybe some walnuts or almond.
Mm-hmm. I could see a walnut with it going pretty well.
Okay.
You give a little of that bitterness.
Okay, I'm going to move on to glass 2. Now, none of these are I think they range in proof from 95 to like 97, so they're not high proofers.
98.5.
Okay. This one's 95, which is batch 3. Batch 1 was 97.5.
I think it said 98.5.
Let me see. No, it says 48.5. It's 97.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I should have my glasses on.
And let's see, batch 2 is also 95. And just a shout out to our friends and bourbon family over at Bourbon Together. Oop, there I go, dropping it. Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. All right, going on to glass 2. All right, much softer on the nose on this one.
This one's more straight up. I get more orange on this than first one.
Yeah. I must be a little off. I was cooking earlier before we shot this, so my nose could be off. My palate could be a little bit off. This one's very, yeah, making a chicken and sausage gumbo for this cold weather. But it's very similar to glass 1. But not, the sharpness isn't as much. I get more of the orange note on the nose.
This one I'm getting more like the zest of the orange.
Yeah.
Very zesty.
I'm going to go to the palate.
The
now.
oils. Mm.
Mm.
This one's nice on the palate.
This one's a little sharper on the palate for me.
This one's soft. This one, it coats, makes your mouth water. It's not over viscous, but it's not dry at all.
All right, I'm going to have to change my guess. That may be batch 3 and this be batch 2, because after taking that sip and acclimating, got that little prickliness on the tongue. I still get, I get like the orange zest, but it's like it had the white pith in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so it makes it a little bit bitter.
Makes it bitter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and on the nose now, going back to it, it's very sharp. So
mine's subtle. Mine's very just smooth, subtle.
Get a little water and let me reset and try again.
Mm. I'm almost thinking this one might be 1 on mine.
Yeah, that one's like, very. I get the citrus. The orange really comes through, but it's got that bitter note. Almost minerality like, almost like a Dickel.
So it sounds like that too.
Yeah, to me it's coming across like two. I prefer one over two as far as my samples here. I mean, I hate trying to guess which bottle's which, but just going back from memory.
Okay.
But now it's been a little bit since we've had these. I've been kind of on a rare character kick lately with the higher proofs of the.
I love some rare character.
Yeah, if you guys haven't tried rare character, I highly, highly recommend it, especially store picks.
And if you're in the Memphis area,
Oh,
Buster's always has some great store picks.
absolutely. Go see Josh and Morgan out at Buster's. Let them know that we recommended you guys. They'll take great care of you. They got one of the best selections in town.
Especially store picks. The original Buster's on Highland has a ton of store picks all the time. But what are they now? 10 months in?
11 now.
Going on 11 months
Yep.
for the Buster's East. And Josh is on the ball out there because they have got some really good store picks that they've got, but more so they've got a wall of the employees' choices of a little bit of everything. And I haven't bought anything that wasn't great off of the employee choices.
Okay, on the nose on this one, I get more of a sweeter orange note, more like a true Mandarin orange, where it's the sweetness without too much on it, and yeah, this one is very comparable to one. I don't get the sharpness on the nose.
My taste isn't hitting today because honestly, I'm kind of thinking 3-1-2, but I don't know because the profiles are too similar for me to really like dig in and differentiate.
Even though these are like 95 to 97, the viscosity on my third glass is.
I mean, the legs are beautiful.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I mean, they've got.
For such a, I'd expect this to be closer to 115 plus with this type of viscosity. It really coats, and the sweetness level on it it's not overpowering. If you don't mind orange, or if you really enjoy orange, I highly recommend this. This is not something I would sip every day, but I would definitely enjoy this with friends and family.
This one is more oaky to me. It's more drying. It's really. I just took a sip of water and sampled that, and it just like pulled all the moisture out of my mouth.
Second sip, that's like a fresh. I think I have my order. I'm gonna go back through 1 and 2 just to make sure. Getting everything a fair shake. That one's oaky.
The water, it's even tasting like orange.
Well, it's the residual.
Exactly. It's so. I don't know if I can cleanse my palate entirely. Go to my acclimation. Kind of clear my senses, if you will.
I would, but mine, that rare character, to me, I get heavy tobacco note and everything, and that's 123 proof, so
Mm.
it's nowhere near what this is. Got to trim the mustache.
My nose. It's cold weather and shoveling snow out the driveway and the side entry. I've got my sinuses are just kind of running.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to cleanse and get something else in my nose.
Mm-hmm. Reset my nose.
Mm-mm.
Now, I'm having a hard time here. Now, just so you know, any given day, any one of these could take first, second, or third.
Right, just based off what we've ate, which I think I ate today. I don't remember.
You did.
What did I eat?
I fed you lunch. You had a sandwich.
Oh, okay, that's right.
We just hadn't had dinner yet. That comes after this.
Right, so bologna can leave you kind of
And double
off.
cheese,
Yeah.
bologna.
Kind of throws you off when it comes to bourbon.
Hmm. Okay.
These little glasses make it a lot harder compared to a Glen, because this
Mhm.
was just an old Dominic teaser just to kind of acclimate for some whiskey today. Oh,
All right. My glass 1 is softer than glass 2, but glass 2 I get a little bit more of the orange flavor on than glass 1. So glass 1 I'm going to put in third. Glass 2, it has a little bit of sharpness to it, but the orange flavor really comes out to it. So I'm going to put that number 2. Number 3 is going to be in my first place, just because I really appreciate the viscosity of it. And the orange flavor, to me, comes out true. Yeah, I'm not going to change it because I start second guessing myself. We'll be here all.
I might be messing myself up with a higher proof there.
Mm-hmm.
But initially, I thought 2, 3, and 1. Just based off
Well,
what we've had before.
On the glasses, put them in the order.
My favorite?
Yeah, which one do you prefer out of the 3? I know it's hard.
I like them all.
I do too, but there's little nuances in each one of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. All 3 of these are delicious. You can't go wrong with any.
And the thing is that we preferred before, but that could have been our palates before compared to my palate now.
Oh.
My palate now is a little different because, I mean, I love them all. I don't know that I can actually say one is better than the other.
If you could only drink one of these right now, which one would it be? You got to pick.
I'm having a hard time. That one's so viscous.
Mm-hmm.
It's low heat in the back,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good. That one is so more oakier and drying
Mm-hmm.
than this one. I'm liking this one a little bit more.
Okay, so let's pull this one closer to you.
This one's
All right, and put this on par with that one. Now try the third one. Mm-hmm. Always,
sorry about the swishing, y'all. That one's drying, but not as much as this one.
okay, so now,
That I prefer this one, then 2, then 3.
okay, so you got 1, 2, 3. All
My
right.
preference. Now, what do I think they are? I'll be honest. I have no real idea.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's go with our third place. And you go first.
2.
3.
You don't like the newer one. I hit 2, and I normally love Dickel. I would have thought that would have been my favorite.
Yeah. Well, like I said, on any given day, your
It could
palate
change.
can change.
It could change
Right.
because, quite honestly, we've already done these once,
Mhm.
but we had audio, but no. We had visual, but no audio. So
Yeah.
this is number 2 that we're doing this again.
And honestly, from our first attempt at this, palates have obviously changed because the order is already starting off different.
Exactly.
Okay, go to number 2.
Number 2 is number 3.
Number 2.
So you're liking the Dickel minerality, and I'm normally, I loved it. Excuse me.
So that means we both prefer the original batch 1.
Yeah, because that's going to be
Yeah.
this one. But the thing is
But
that
now, how I told you, this one was a little sharper, but the orange note was a little more pronounced for me.
that's number
2. This one was sharper, had a little bitterness to it. I told you it was.
And mine too, and I love Dickel. I'm
Yeah,
a Dickel
But
girl.
this is MGP. This is not Dick.
Right, but I mean, normally that was my least favorite, which I want to say when we tried this before, when we videoed, but no audio,
Mm-hmm.
I chose that one first.
You did. Wait, no. That was your second place. We still went back to the first one
Did we?
because of the viscosity.
Okay, that might have been it.
Yeah.
But
'Cause I-
now, I mean, this is obviously, it's been about a week
Mhm.
since we tried, and we realized that, okay, our video skills suck. And we haven't got audio, but
Yeah.
now
See,
that we've tested and tested and tested
see,
the
to
system,
me, three is. Don't get me wrong. 3 is delicious.
this one
It's
was
a little light, but it's refreshing. If you're looking for something not heavy, not very viscous, this is a good one.
okay. So which one was your number 1?
Number 1.
Same for me. Number 1 came in beautiful. It was a perfect mouthfeel. It had my mouth watering but not drying, and those Valencia notes were beautiful. I usually love Dickel, but that's my number 2 is my number 3. That it was my least liked, even though I usually like
Mhm.
Dickel. I have killed, I can't tell you how many bottles of Dickel because I genuinely love it.
Yeah. Now, batch 2, to me, it's got that sharp, little bit of a prickly to it. I guess that's what we associate with the minerality that's similar to the Dickel products. And it's got a little more oak.
It's very oaky to me
Mhm.
because it was so super drying, And I don't like something to just draw all the moisture out of my mouth.
Mhm.
I want my mouth to water for it.
So did we go in order? No.
I have 1, 2. Mine were in order. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Weird.
And mine was 3, 2.
You had
Mine was 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's when you start.
Yeah.
I mixed them up one way. He came back behind me and he mixed them up a different way.
Mhm.
So that is really weird that I was 1, 2, and 3. I had no idea. That is so weird.
I mean, just honestly, they're all great, but if you go side by side with all of these, the first batch, they knocked it out of the park. It is fantastic.
what was your number 1?
Number 1.
Number 1 was a really great.
Batch 1 was my number 1. Batch 2 was number 2. Batch 3 came in third today.
This is number 1.
But now I will say this: the last time when we attempted to do the video, batch 1 was number 1, batch 3 was 2, and batch 2 was third.
I don't remember mine, but I do know that we have knocked out 2 bottles before this one, and when this one was no longer available, Brandon put this up so that I wouldn't kill it because I killed the first 2.
And unfortunately, what's left is what's in that bottle. We don't have a backup.
It's not much,
Mhm.
but it's really good.
Batch 2, once this is gone, we do have backups for batch.
The batch 2, it's one of those things when I need to be in a dipple mood because it's so mineral. If it's not a Dickel product that's incorporated in this,
Okay.
because I really believe it's so minerality. But these 2 are more like each other. But these,
Mhm.
if you can come across a first batch, grab it. It's delicious. If you can get a third batch, which should be available, it's very comparable to batch 1.
Yeah, and if you like something a little more oaky, then definitely go for batch 2. Honestly, I'll tell you, if you come across any of these, get them.
Now, for our pairings. For each one of these, I could definitely go for some Asian style orange chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of these would really work well with that. You have one, I know, kind of.
That was the citrus salad with the nuts.
Yes.
And you can even throw like some fried chicken or grilled chicken in on that. That would be lovely. Now, as far as this, if you just want to sit back and have a sweet pour, my recommendation on this would be like a Monte Cristo White would be
Oh, you're talking about cigar
be a
pairings.
fantastic cigar with these.
I could see a vanilla to go really well with this for me.
If you like,
because I'm not big into the big. I like the cigar, the
cigarillos.
the cigarillos. I like the small ones, and I think the vanilla one would go very well with this. Normally, I prefer a chocolate, but I think the chocolate would be overpowering to this pour.
Well,
So
honestly,
I would go with more of a vanilla flavor cigarillo.
honestly, I could see it going either way. If you like chocolate, you could do the chocolate. It'd be like one of those chocolate oranges, or you could do
That's a good idea.
or you could do your vanilla flavored ones, and then it'd be more like an orange creamsicle. But now for a more traditional cigarist like myself, like a Monte Cristo or a Monte Cristo White would be great with this, just to sit back, especially if you're outside and there's a fire going or something, and you just sit back and relax and enjoy a great pour.
We have to wait on that until all the snow melts so that we can get our canopy back up. Because I
Well,
shrank everything outside, so We can't go outside for a cigar at this point.
Well, I think we kept you guys long enough. Thank you for putting up with this video for so long. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for any kind of pairings or any type of reviews, please let us know. And until we meet again, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mary.
And thank you for joining us, and you guys have a great evening. Cheers.
Cheers.